All righty, boys. Big time baseball weekend. Big time baseball weekend. Big time Phillies weekend. Big time everything in this city, right? The city's on fire right now. The Phillies, I wouldn't use the word on fire, but we've settled in, right? We've settled in, won our last two series. Obviously, last four series just to catch everybody up. Split the Pirates, lost to the Royals, beat the Reds, beat the Tigers. All in all, we go into the All-Star break, boys, 54 and 43. Not too different from last season, one game off. We are 2 games out of the wild card and 2 games out of the division last time I checked. So all in all, things are looking pretty good, right? Donnie Baseball has us in check. We're going to talk about a million things today. We got the All-Star game. We got the Derby. We got the Futures game. We have a bunch of stuff. Anything that you can imagine we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about. Bones is coming off a vacation. So I want to start there. I just want to catch everybody up. I want to hear about Bones' vacation. Slim, I want to hear about what you did because you did a lot. So Bones, what's going on? Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, so I was down the shore for the last 8 days. Got back yesterday morning. Real vacation starts today. Kids went down to my in-laws' campground with my wife. But yeah, it was a good week. Had great weather. All the rain we got up here in the city. Had none down the shore except for like late night. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Great beach days. Ate some ice cream. Drank some beers.
Yo, Bone. So you definitely probably ate and drank a lot when you were down the shore with your kids. Pizza, French fries, the sundaes. But now that you're home alone, you're going to be ordering out a lot this week for dinner. Going to the works.
No, I gotta get the real meals in me. I gotta get my greens back and stuff like that, man.
Start feeling normal again.
Yeah.
You need like a detox, right?
Yeah, I think I went through that yesterday. That's for sure.
That might be not suitable for this podcast.
Yeah.
But Slim, talk to me.
Yo, man, it's been busy. You guys know tomorrow, first and foremost, select locations. You can pick up the first ever edition of the Red Corner Weekly. It's printed. It's in our hands. Devo has felt it. I have felt it.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, you guys can feel it as well. That's the first thing off the rip. And then after that, Saturday morning, I was out in Nicetown, North Philadelphia, about right across the street from Simon Gratz, raking, working the fields alongside Shane Victorino, alongside a ton of other MLB All-Stars. Nick Swisser was there. CCC Sabathia was there. The Hall of Famer. Jason Kendall was there. This was an initiative through the Nest again, the Skilled Trade Advisories. And this was also through Shane Victorino's Boys and Girls Club, which that one up there, I think it's 20th and Honey Park, bears his name. So, yeah, great. It was super duper fun. I'm planning on getting to the All-Star Village, right? So that's the next thing I got to get down to. And, yeah, it's just been crazy. I don't know if you guys can see. Look at that. I got a real battle wound from being out there in the fields. So 10 years from now, when you guys are in North Philly and there's the next superstar coming out of Nicetown, you can say Slim put down the field that player made his bones on.
So just to kind of bring everybody in a little bit closer, so you were sharing us videos and pictures of. I mean, Victorino was getting into the weeds, right? So what was this? Just a baseball field that was crappy, and you guys made it nice?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say it was crappy.
Okay,
but standard baseball field, and we updated everything, right? And when I was there, they're updating everything, but we updated the entire infield. So we get there. There's, 2 guys whose job it is to build the infields. And there's just about 20 mounds, right? They look like big ant mounds, right? There's rakes and there's like these things that you plot with, right? And there's shovels. I grab a rake. I'm like, all right, I'm here. Let me get at it. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, real fast, spreading it out. And before you know, you're doing the whole field. It was funny. The leader, the boss, he's like, first off, because I'm an educator, I know that you can't assume nothing, right? These people are assuming that you know how to start spreading this dirt out with these rakes and stuff and yada, yada. So a lot of work had to get redone almost, right? Because let's say I'm raking towards third base. I'm smoothing everything out towards third base.
Right.
But really, I got to start working from home plate out. So once that light went off, I said, "This is all a waste of time because we got to do this all in unison." Kind of. I walked up and Shane Victorino, the guy, was like, "Yo, Shane Victorino's been here. He's done that. This ain't the first time."
Oh,
so
wow.
so just watch him do it. And then after that, we I would say I was probably the most productive guy out there, though.
Of course.
It was honest hard work. Shane did home base. They were also, there was other things going on as well. They cleaned up, they painted, they put together packages. There's DJs, John Water Ice. Yeah, it was a sick initiative. And then everyone saw Shane Victorino later on that day down at the All-Star Village. So if you're in Philadelphia right now, you will be bumping into Major League Baseball players, people that work for Major League Baseball, front office people. It's really cool right now. It's really, really cool.
Now, we'll get to the slate today, but did you have any interactions with any of these players, or what was that vibes like there?
Truthfully, like I said, I got there early. I went straight to my assignment, was working. Talked to Shane just quickly about the raking stuff. I was drenched in sweat, right? So I was there with a few of the students from my school. I let them guys be like the superstars, take pictures, yada yada. But I wasn't gonna. I didn't talk too much to the players and stuff.
You were just sitting back and allowing to let the kids enjoy it, soak up. I got you. All right, cool.
Right, exactly.
Very cool. Well, we were very proud that you were involved with that. That's a very cool thing that we can say the Red Corner was involved with, the Shane Victorino field in the beginning. So shout out to you, Bones and Slim. Speaking of shout outs, let's get to your weekly shout out, Slim.
So Slim shout outs brought to you by Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They are smiles ahead of the competition, just like the Red Corner is smiles ahead of their competition. My first shout out, I already gave you a lengthy detail about it. Goes out to Shane Victorino, Major League Baseball, all the former players, and the Shane Victorino Boys and Girls Club. They did a great job. Shane Victorino's the man. My second shout out is going to the Delaware Port Authority. They opened up the bridge this past weekend to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Ben Franklin Bridge. When they first opened it 100 years ago, there was grand stories about thousands of people walking back and forth on this bridge. And, it's kind of one of those tall tales, right, that people couldn't believe. Well, anybody who went this past weekend, there was thousands of people on that bridge again. And here's the thing. I heard people say there could have been water stations, there could have been this, there could have been that. The point is you participated in something that's absolutely historic. Okay? So just be happy. Just be happy you got a chance to be part of history. Fun fact.
Yeah.
The Ben Franklin Bridge was called the Delaware River Bridge up until 1955. Then it was renamed the Ben Franklin Bridge.
That is a fun fact. Yeah.
My third and final Slim shout out goes to Abraham Lincoln. On this date in 1962, introduced and signed into law the Medal of Honor. All right. So with the Civil War, with everything going on with the 250th anniversary, any history buff knows that the Civil War, the significance, everything, and more Americans died in the Civil War than all wars combined up to that point. And I think even after that point. So to Abe Lincoln that had the wherewithal to say, and Congress that had the wherewithal to say we need to officially honor these men who are giving their lives for this country.
Right.
Fighting brother on brother. So shout out to the Medal of Honor becoming a law on this date in 1862.
I was going to correct you on that one. I said, was he going to do that from his grave?
Yeah, 1860. I caught it the second time around. It's amazing. We just get deeper and deeper.
Right. Well,
future, as Stevie Miller says, right?
That was a very nice assortment of Slim shout-outs, so thank you as always. And thank you as always to D-Town Dental and Warminster Dental Associates. Slim mentioned this earlier. They are also going to be on the Red Corner Weekly newsletter that's coming out there. So take a look at that. You'll see their logos flashed on that. They are smiles ahead of the competition. Boys, road trip went pretty well, right? 5-4. It was looking ugly at one point. Slim, I said to you, I still think the Phillies are going to win this series. Did I not? They won the series the hard way versus the Tigers, lost the first, won the next two. What was your takeaways on the series overall, Bones?
Another somewhat good start by Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
He kept them in the game. That's two times this week he did that. Was able to get them a chance to win. So that was good. Sanchez came around. He was his last 5 starts. He had an ERA north of 5. So he had a good start yesterday. And then Zack Wheeler today was just dominant like he's always been. Should have been an all-star. We'll get into that later. It was just good all around. The bullpen still sucks. But right. I think we might have found a setup guy in Jonathan Bowen because Alvarado seemed to can't do the job. Nobody else can. So hopefully that worked out for them.
Right.
Getting him back. So good overall weekend for the Phillies going into the break. They're 2 games behind the Braves going into the break. And a lot better in the 10.5 they were when Mattingly took over.
Yeah, well, the Braves are kind of collapsing, right? They got some injuries, so the Braves are the Braves. I'm more concerned about what the Phillies are doing right now. So when I look at the Phillies being only 2 games behind, that's fantastic, right? The Phillies are exactly where we thought they would be, maybe in the division lead at this point. But when it comes to wins and losses, they kind of are who we thought they were. I thought this series was a really good stress test. We got Sanchez came in last night and was great. You know, he got into the 7th inning. Things were looking good. We get the W, and then Wheeler today looks awesome again. So, and that was after the worst of the worst, right? We looked terrible Friday night. So that's kind of been what this season has been. When Wheeler's on, we look good. When Sanchez is on, we look good. When those two aren't there, things, especially I guess, come to that relief pitching. When it comes to that relief pitching, things can get sour fast, and we can get 10 runs put up on us by anybody. So that's kind of where I am at. Now the question is, where do we go from here? Right? Because nothing has changed. I'm happy because I thought things were actually going south this week, and they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, to end this, you were sounding the alarms last week. You were sounding the alarms. Let's not forget that. And I'm not calling you out. I'm just reminding you more to kind of appreciate where we're at because we won 2 straight series, right? Now, the bullpen, I mean, you mentioned Alvarado has been struggling this year, Bones. Today, he looked pretty good, right? The bullpen actually were able to throw some zeros up there for the first time in what felt like, I don't know this. I didn't fact check this, but when the Phillies, I would love to know this number. When the Phillies have had 3 relievers appear in a game, how many times have they all thrown up zeros this year? I would love to know that number because it hasn't felt like a lot, at least not in June or in July, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely not. So that felt good that we're able to get that going. Yeah, I mean, but Boland's been looking good, right? So I love to see that. Meza had that meltdown inning. I think it was 4 or 5 earned runs on Friday. We spoiled the Nola start, like you mentioned. Thing I wanted to call out is Realmuto. Realmuto getting a little bit of a funk going, right? Love to see that, right? He was the offensive kind of star for 2 straight games. Love to see that.
Thank you, because I wanted someone to call out the Realmuto stuff. I'm noticing it, and he's just the man. He's just absolutely the man. And here's the thing with Realmuto, and I hate to be this guy and remind people, but the offense at this point is a plus, right? So when he's being productive, it's a plus. Yeah. And it's not just, and I'm talking, when I say the offense, I'm talking about his hitting, because when his running is fantastic, everything else is great with this guy. He's honestly one of my favorite Phillies of all time. And we even saw today after the game, Zack Wheeler, who did he give kudos to? JT Realmuto. He's like, he said he came to Philadelphia because JT Realmuto is the best catcher in baseball. So for those people who think giving JT Realmuto $15 million a year for 3 years was a bad decision, you don't know ball. I'll say it. You don't know ball. Bringing Realmuto back was a great decision. And here's the main point. The offensive and the hitting he can do it in the postseason. We saw it last year, right? So he has the poise to, even if he hasn't been good before, that when he's facing elite playoff hitting, he has the approach, he has the eye, he can make something happen. All right, he's a professional. I'm happy we have him.
No, I love it, and we'll transition now from kind of like the Tiger series into just big picture, right? And I'm going to spend a little more time on Real Muto, right? Because look, all in all, Real Muto is not having a great year for Real Muto standards, right? But we have to always grade catchers on a curve, right? Always. Because this is the reality. The last 30 games, he's at a 786 OPS. You hear that, you're like, oh, that's pretty good, right? But that's actually, from a catcher standpoint, it's a very good. There's not a single catcher in the major leagues, qualified players, that has a 900 or greater OPS, right? So if you look at that 786 OPS that he's been doing the past 30 games, that would be top 5 in the MLB for qualified catchers for year to date. So you've been getting a very good offensive catcher the past 30 days. Again, you don't need to have 1,000 OPS, 950 OPS for a catcher. He's back there calling the game. He's kneeling over, taking bats and balls off his face all game. That's what you need JT Realmuto to do.
Here's my question, though, when we're talking about big picture. What are we going to end up doing with both the catchers on the bench, Marchand and Stubbs, when it comes September?
I don't see that happening in September.
Right. They can't happen, right? All right.
What do you think, Bones?
No, so I think they do what they did, what they didn't do last year, and that's keep Garrett Stubbs up because he's more versatile than Marchand when it comes to, like, last year, how they got hung up with Castellanos on second base, that whole thing. They could have put him there as a pinch runner and then stuff like that. So I think it's Garrett Stubbs, and if the starters get rocked, Garrett Stubbs can go out there and throw you scoreless frames like he's had 3 times this year.
And play the outfield, right? Or the infield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The position players pitching has happened way too much, and that's one of the reasons I'm still a little iffy on the Phillies. You know, they're the same team they've been, right? And is this team able to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers right now? It's hard to say that without making, and I don't
think so. I don't think so. Right now, no. They need to make some moves.
And then and this is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, I said bullpen, and we do need bullpen. We got Maz is a left-hander, and that's it, right? So we need somebody. We need one. So that has to happen. Has to happen.
Right.
You talked about starting pitcher. I'm off the starting pitching train completely now. All right, I'm off the train because I think with the starting pitching, our strength just has to be our strength with the 3 dogs, Sanchez, Wheeler, and Luzardo, and we have to. If the market stinks or not, if it's Joey Adele, if it's the guy from the Astros who only has 2 home runs and is batting under the Mendoza line with 20 RBIs, we have to get we do have to get a bat now, right? Because you're saying Realmuto's been having a hot 30 days, and it seems like Bohm's cooling off. Marsh is cooling off, right?
Harper's been cooling off.
Cooling off.
Yeah.
Even I'm not going to say Schwarber's cooling off, but the homers a little bit. The pace is a little less than what it was.
Right.
So yeah, I'm at to the point where so many Phillies fans have been for 2 years or whatever. We do need to get a bat, man. We got to get a bat.
We got to get a bat, and I want to hear your opinion on this, Bones, as far as where I'm about to change to. But to your point with like Harper, Bohm, these guys cooling off, but that's the beauty of having guys like Crawford and Derek Hill who have been playing above themselves the past 30 games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, because you knew that Marsh wasn't going to sustain that level of play. I mean,
right.
I think we know he wasn't going to sustain batting 330, 340 all year. And what's he down to now? Is he below 300 yet?
Let me check. I have it right
here. After the weekend. But you got to be complimentary, got to play complimentary baseball, and that's what like the best teams do. Like the Dodgers, if someone's not going right,
301.
They have
301.
They have the Teoscar Hernandez guys, the Max Muncies, guys that can go out there and they might not be great players every day, but they can come up in big moments. And that's
Right.
what the Phillies kind of need during the playoffs. Somebody that can step up when other guys are not doing so hot.
Yeah, and I don't know if he qualifies with starts and all of this, but there's stats out there to where I keep mixing up between Derek Hall and Derek Hill, where I can't stop.
It's tough.
Derek,
It's a tough one.
Derek, I'm taking a guess right now. Derek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Hill, his OPS, his OBS, and his WAR is like top 4 on the team. Now, it's great to give him his flowers, saying he's doing a great job out there. He started 3 games in center field at this entire series in center field for us, and we won 2 out of 1. He looked great. But for him to skyrocket up our production charts like that is a little bit alarming too, though, right?
Well, it's one of those things where you don't want to complain about catching, lightning in a bottle. And also, This is the thing that hasn't worked out for the Phillies, really, right? These complimentary throwaway pieces where it's like, I use the example of what we're just talking about this. So obviously last year, Harrison Bader, right? You got Bader. We got the best of Bader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Greg Dobbs, right? We got the best of Greg Dobbs. Those guys that are complimentary pieces, right? When you look at their careers, when you look at their baseball reference, you're getting above what their average is. And we're getting that from these guys, the Greg Dobbs of the world. And that hasn't happened for us in the outfield or these complimentary pieces for a long time.
Yeah. Edmundo Sosa in 2022.
Sosa in 2022.
Big piece.
Yeah.
That year. But yeah, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Chicago, but last year, when Andrew Vaughn was traded from Chicago to the Brewers, he was playing first base. He had a dominant second half.
Right.
With the Brewers. And I don't know. But Derek Hall, you got me saying it now. Derek Hill, since he came over, he's just been killing it. He was batting below 200 when he came over to the Phillies. He's hitting 258 now. So
right.
Shows you a lot. And he's playing great defense.
He's playing great defense.
Right. So a lot of people for a couple of years now, since they won it and the Braves went out. Remember, they got the 3 outfield bats that one year, Soldier, yada, yada. I forget the other guys. We got one, right? We went out. We got Hill. He's a player of some sort. He's going to be on this roster. He's hopefully going to continue to be productive. Do we go out and get 2? Do we get Adele and the other guy? But these guys aren't great, so it's not like they're not going to beat us over the head with who we have to give up, I feel like. So do we go get 2 more guys, and just say, hey, we go mutual fund mode, we just hope for the best with a couple guys here.
I think Hill is making it an interesting situation, right? Like I don't think anyone expects the Phils to be hitching their wagon to Derek Hill into October, right? I don't think I think we're squeezing and getting the most out of him right now. I highly doubt that his production is going to change us trading for a guy that has historically been better than him. I can't imagine that it is. I think you're right. I think if we can get a guy that we're more confident in his stats being a little bit more sticky, great. If we don't, do you ride out the Derek Hill thing? I mean, Bones, how do you think Derek Hill factors into our trade deadline plans?
I don't think he really factors much in at all. I think they still need to go out and get somebody that's going to be more productive than him. And he just can be that bench piece if someone's struggling during the season, needs a day off here and there, go out and he can make the plays, because they need somebody that can do that in that role, because it's a tough role to do. If you're not getting the bats every day and then you're stepping in once or twice a week, it's tough to find your groove, and maybe Hill can figure that out. But they definitely need someone that can play every day.
Why do they have to play? He just can't split the time with Crawford and do the hot hand thing?
So you're saying have a platoon in center and then have an everyday guy in right?
Right.
Okay. I think that's a very possible outcome.
Right. And then I would even say if you get a second guy, and then we'll see what that looks like.
Meaning Rinconez is the odd man out.
Ruconius is the
Yeah.
odd man out. Absolutely.
Which is great which is fine because you don't want a defensive liability like that in the postseason out there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then worst comes to worst, you get another guy. There's nothing wrong with Hill and Crawford both coming off the bench. They're both athletic and do all types of stuff. And this was, like you said before, we didn't have anything like this last year when we have Castellanos at second base, like.
You broke up on me there, but all right. So let's transition to the All-Star game, right? Do you guys want to just start with this Wheeler stuff? Because I'm excited to hear about your opinions on this because I think I know how you both feel, but I don't know for sure. So Zack Wheeler, we joked here, right? He snubs him. Nobody snubs me. I'll snub myself. Like that's
Right.
the joke here, right? So obviously, to catch the listeners, viewers up, he originally didn't get voted in, and then he was very vocal that it was BS. The main driver of that was combination of the different voting from the league and also that he was playing yet today, right? And then all the replacements, which always happen, come in, and he was like one of the backup picks. He was offended. He said he was disrespected, and he did not accept the award, right? The All-Star vote. So, Bones, where do you stand on Wheeler doing this?
I'm all for it. I'm all for it because, and it's something that this is what's driving like MLB. They hate the MLB, and it's like going right into a strike thing. They got this stupid rule where if you're pitching the Sunday before, you can't be on the roster. Well, that shouldn't factor in the naming a guy that's on the roster because
that's two different conversations, though, right? Like I agree with everything you're saying, but how do you feel about Wheeler ultimately, who had
F them?
All right,
yeah, because these guys they eventually going like these writers, they're going to vote for this stuff when he tries to get in or gets in the Hall of Fame ballot. They're going to look at it like, oh, Zack Wheeler didn't. He only made X number of All-Star games.
But he could have controlled that.
Yeah, but he didn't. So he's just taking it from his end. They could have controlled it by putting him in. They shouldn't have this rule in there anyway.
I hear you.
And
where are you at on this?
It's the owners taking money out of the players' pockets, like usual. Because if a lot of these guys have All-Star incentives, if they don't go to the All-Star game, they're not getting their bonus.
Yep, and again, I'll push back and say he had an opportunity to be an All-Star. But, yeah, Slim, I'm going to hear your opinion on this, and I'll give my full.
Yeah, so his thing is, Wheeler, to summarize the whole situation, was he got snubbed originally, right?
Right.
And he didn't agree with that snubbing. But then the continuous snubs is what really made him say, I don't care about this thing, right? And first off, calling it a thing is ridiculous, brother. I hate to say it. I hate to be this guy because I'm not this dude. But when you're
he said that? He said, I don't care about this thing?
Oh, yeah.
Which he clearly cares about.
Clearly cares about, and it's a huge thing. And, this thing is awesome. It's like a thing you can do with your kids. Like, it's like the best. It's the best of baseball. And I hate to say it, but Zack Wheeler is so laser focused in his craft and himself as he should be. He's the Lone Ranger on the mound, by himself. But he rubs people the wrong way, and he wasn't going to get in the Hall of Fame regardless because of this kind of stuff, dude. Like whatever it is about him, he has an edge that is not. He's prickly, to say the least. Right.
I think that's a fair thing.
Even when Stubbs made the shirt, he came out the second outing. He had a dominant outing. Stubbs makes the shirt, and it's cool. It motivates him. He's dominant. He's awesome. He's gonna get himself back in a Cy Young conversation. But where do I sit with it? Is I think it's a little bit ridiculous for the way he said it afterwards, and I think he has the option now to be in front of the whole home crowd. That would be awesome.
Right.
But then, long story short, he's older. We see we see Mizorowski with the arm fatigue. We know his history. So all of this is kind of optimal. And I think it's opposite, Bones. I think he'll be taken care of here with the Phillies. The Phillies always do their guys well. You know he's going to be in the Wall of Fame, all that stuff. And it's going to be a blemish that he wasn't on this field this day.
Right. All right. So in summary,
Yeah,
Bones, you're like good on Wheeler. You support him taking a stand and telling the league F off, right? Which he basically did.
And it's like he's being mad about it. Like honestly, let's be honest, right? And we all hate it. We all hate it. We all hate the DMV. We all hate things that have to go on with travel and stuff like that. It's the automated systems. He just got skipped over, and then they should have stopped it. Someone should have been smart enough to stop it, but everybody's too lazy to do so. That's all it was. No one was nefarious in the snubbing of Zack Wheeler, you know? So I don't think it was a true snub like that.
Well, no, yeah, they mentioned it how because he was pitching on Sunday, that was part of the reason of him not being selected.
Right, and that now he's mad about something dumb.
The same thing happened to Sanchez last year, though, right?
Which,
by the way, it's a horrible rule.
Right,
I think we're all in agreement there.
And at the end of the day, and there's just a million other ways you can handle this kind of stuff. I feel like, and still be the man about it. Like you can be funny about it. You know, Wheeler doesn't seem like a guy that would come and I would have a beer with. Just doesn't seem like a guy I would have a beer with.
Right, but your final thing is you think Wheeler was being petty. That's what I'm hearing.
100% he's being petty.
That's what I'm hearing. All right. Yeah, because I take things personally, right? And so I understand why Wheeler is acting like this. I am not surprised that he's acting like this. But when I kind of zoom out, right, and I kind of do big picture, he's a 3-time All-Star. He could have been a 4-time All-Star. In 5 years, right, everybody's going to forget about this. We're going to forget about this in 2 years. But we could have looked back on his career, and he could have had that extra All-Star. Like you said, Slim, he could have spent the whole weekend in Philly there. So I think there could have been a little bit of what's the greater good, swallow the pride, swallow the ego, and understand at the end of the day, everybody thinks Zack Wheeler is an All-Star, right? Everybody thinks he's a top 5 pitcher in baseball. Over the past 5 years, he's a top 5 pitcher in baseball. So if he got into this All-Star game, even if it was in a chintzy way, he's still an All-Star. You know what I mean? It's not like a Luzardo. The Luzardo situation is like, dude, you're not really an All-Star this year, right? But Wheeler is.
Yeah, I think Luzardo and Wheeler are both really, 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 really good. Wheeler definitely is, right? When
right, Wheeler but Luzardo getting put in over Wheeler, that was like the icing on the cake of like, this is ridiculous.
Right. So all right. So now you're Wheeler, right? And you said because he initially said that he could pitch on 1 or 2 days rest. That Sunday doesn't matter, right? And now he walks it back,
right?
And his teammates on the thing. So who's he talking about? His teammate? What was that conversation like with him and Luzardo? And we mentioned Luzardo. I mean, Luzardo looked great. So maybe this is something that's fueling both of them, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Bones, anything else on that?
And I'm pro that it's self-motivating for Wheeler. If this gets the best out of Wheeler, I'm all for it.
Well, but 3 straight games with 10 Ks.
Yeah. 3. I'll say this then, all right? Wheeler says he has 3 goals. He hasn't hit 1 yet, all right? He has the Cy Young in the World Series coming next. So let's go from there. All right, Zach?
Love it. Get Bones. I want to give you some opportunity to kind of respond to that.
No, I just think, like, what if this was to happen, like if he pitched the whole season, right?
Yeah.
Like made the extra 3 starts and he was on par with what he's doing now, would they have snubbed him?
No. He would have too much. And that's the same thing with like Luzardo. Luzardo, for me, I've been someone who's been a little worried with Luzardo. And to me, he's having a great year. He's showing up every single day. And Wheeler's back to that now. But, you know, it does matter. He did start later, you know?
Right.
And that has absolutely been ignored, you know, for other reasons, but it's been ignored.
Yes. All right. So before we talk a little All-Star game, a little derby, let's get to the chat here. We got some people in the chat. Let me remove this here that are kind of catching everybody up. So we have some love for Bones here. saying, Bones, make sure you're on the show at all times. No more slacking. And then it's welcome back, Bones. So love to see it. And then we got some Jerry saying he was snubbed just like Sanchez screwed for the Cy Young. And Jerry disagrees with you here, Slim. No way he was being petty. Let them take a bonus off you for being teacher of the year because you're 4 inches too short. Jeez.
Yo, so what's the numbers? Has he lost money? Do we got those figures?
I'm sure there's some type of financial.
And then here's the thing. The boss came back and corrected it. Like Devo said, he can opt in, get the All-Star appearance. So it can't be that. So he is being petty. I don't think it doesn't seem like a money situation. And if it is, it's an excuse. It's an excuse. And it's a thing to motivate yourself. Yo, it's cool. Everyone's behind him doing it. I just mean whatever. It's a whatever.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
Did you see? Are we continuing with All-Star talk or?
No. Yeah. I was going to transition to a little All-Star talk.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to bring up the Mike Trout. Did you see what Mike Trout said about the legendary pick?
No. What he said?
If he would have accepted a legendary pick and he said no because it doesn't feel right. I want to be voted in based on the accolades or whatever. Like
Interesting.
He won't accept the legendary pick. Something along them lines. Basically, taking a jab at Harper and me.
Yeah, you think he's up to speed with all that?
I don't know. I didn't see him say that. The legendary. So first of all, the way it all works off, it's wacky, right? Because there's the legendary pick, but also the commissioner's office. I believe this is the official rules. The commissioner's office has like the final say in making sure every team has some representation and stuff like that. So like Harper being I'm going to call it the grandfathered in legendary pick, he still deserved to be an all-star though. Like, whereas there are other people, if you look at the roster, he's had a better year than a lot of those people. There's no doubt about it. But that's funny that Trout said that.
How should we do the All-Star game? If everyone is going to be full-blown by the books with everything, how do we fix it so it's the most merit game out there?
I think it is the best one by far.
All right, I think it's the best one, but it seems like we're still not. We got the gaming of the game, right? And it's always going to happen. I feel like, but is there anything, and I don't want to ruin anything. Keep it the way it is, like you said. First things first. Axe the Sunday rule, right?
Axe the Sunday rule.
And here's the other thing. That's something that was negotiated in their contracts. So Bones and everyone who's like, are these it's in your contract. So like this is stuff they signed.
Yeah, so that might be
baseball,
something.
And baseball has been willing to get be pretty lenient and get off it. It seems like, like they're all right. You're right. This was wrong. We'll let you in there, Wheeler. And he's still like no. But the Trout thing's funny. I mean, I'm not sure why he would say that. He has no room to talk because he has never put on a show in his life.
Well, maybe there's the Axe the Sunday rule, like you said. Have some type of like minimums games played put in there. And then also, is there a way you can like put like a percentage for a tier, right? Like, for example, like you're only eligible if you're, I'm just gonna make a number up, top 35%, top 40% at your position, something like that. And you have to find a stat that everybody agrees on. That way you can't have a pure popularity pick.
Well, I guess in some way they kind of do games played at a position because there was guys that play third base, but they don't have enough games at third base. They play other positions. They weren't even on a ballot. Okay,
so there is a games played element to it. Okay, because
at a certain position to be put on at a certain position.
Understood. Yeah, it's a convoluted process, and you don't want it to be pure fan vote. Obviously, they want the fans voting because it's engaging, right?
And here's a question for you.
Yeah. Bring back the paper ballots, too.
Are we all on board? We like that every team gets a representative?
No.
And that's something, too, you could talk about, right?
Absolutely, take spots.
Yeah.
But with me, I like it. I want that. I want to see.
Okay.
And I would also like them to go back to maybe a different uniform with them, so it looks like their hometown uniform with something a little bit more subtle, something that maybe could even be like repeatable each year.
No, I think they're going back to their home and away uniforms.
So they're going to be wearing their home teams uniforms.
Yeah,
good. I like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going back to that. And they just wear like the American National thing for the home run derby.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. That's awesome. I like seeing.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere.
It's always fun, especially like there was years, man. Bones. Who's like the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Philadelphia Phillies at times, right? Like
Ricky Battalico, 1996.
Ricky Battalico in 1996. Like these make for great moments. And here's the thing. And I used to hate this as a kid. Those little guys having those years for those teams do deserve a quick little nod,
Sure. Yeah, I'm not super passionate about that. Like I'm kind of lean towards you on that, actually, Slim. I think it's kind of cool to have a little bit of representation, but it does muddy the water, right? It does
100%
muddies
the waters.
Yeah. All right. So just in summary, Phillies All-Stars. So we ended up with 6, right? Because the Luzardo edition, that was since we last spoke. Chris Sanchez, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Yohan Duran, Brandon Marsh, and then Jesus Luzardo. So that is who was a replacement. So we did end up with 6. So the over did hit from the 5.5. So very cool there. So before we talk about the Derby, boys, what are you more excited about, the All-Star Game or the Derby?
The home run derby. I almost said Kentucky Derby. The home run derby. And that's because they're bringing back the old rules. I think the last couple of years, the rules sucked with this timing thing. Now they're going back to the outs. I'm all for that.
15 swings. Well, 20 swings, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm still more excited for the game because of the potential of, look at what Schwarber did last year. He won the game on a walk-off bomb.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was fun. This has been the year, more than ever. And maybe because I'm focused in when I'm watching all these games, but I truly try to see if I can find one thing every game that I haven't seen before, and I'll start trying to start noting those. And it keeps happening, man. It really does happen. And it happened last year when Schwarber won the game on a walk-off. I mean, we've seen walk-offs before, but not like that.
Not a home run swing-off.
Yeah, not a swing-off. And imagine being at that. Imagine that was in Philly. You got the All-Star game, and then you got the swing-off at the end. Like, that's great. Now, the home run derby has a much higher floor, right?
Right.
And they made sure that floor was going to be elevated. They got all the big dogs. They got some big dogs in there, man. It's going to be a great show tomorrow. But I would still take the risk with the All-Star game myself.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That was an exciting one last year. I still loved it when the All-Star game had World Series implications. I think they should go back to that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I would think a lot of the old school players liked that. I don't know.
But look at this year, the American League.
Right.
The Tigers were the worst, just like they were a couple years ago. They were one of the worst teams in baseball. Now they're soaring. And we're talking Tarek Skubal being traded. Why would they trade him if they think they can win this year? They got one shot to have the best pitcher in baseball for another half a year. The whole American League they're saying Tampa Bay Rays might want to be in on Skubal. So the American League, I feel like they would have everyone playing kind of hard because everyone's, in it.
Right. All right. So let's pull up here on the Derby. So we have a little graphic here, courtesy of MLB.com. And this is all of the participants, right? We have a field of 8, which 25% are made up of Phillies, Schwarber, and Harper. So I got a simple question for you, Bones. Who you got?
Well, obviously, I'm gonna root for the hometown guys, Schwarber more than Harper. But going in, the other guy I was hoping to root for is Wilson Contreras, just because possibly going to be a Philly. But since the Red Sox have been on a roll, as we just talked about, the Tigers were on a roll. Red Sox are on a roll. They're only 2.5 out, I think it was, of the playoff spot. But if Schwarber's not going to win this, I think it's going to be Junior Caminero. I mean, this guy is an absolute bull, and he just puts balls in the seats at a great rate, and he hits like smashes too. And the other guy I would look at would be Jack Caglione, being in the right field, got the porch air. He's going to hit some bombs there with the right field.
There's going to be absolute bombs here. As I'm going through the names, trying to figure out, obviously, Schwarber is a huge favorite. All the hometown people are going to be on him. I think right now it's like plus 375. Coming in second is the White Sox Japanese player, Murakami. He hits bombs. Junior Caminero, this dude looks like he's a future Hall of Famer. Like, he looks like a lock for Hall of Fame. If he stays healthy, this guy's so damn good.
Bold statement.
Dude, he looks freaking good, man.
Lock for the Hall of Fame after a half a year.
Bro, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Chat, am I wrong? Who thinks Junior Caminero is going to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Murakami right now.
Oh, not Murakami. No,
okay.
Caminero.
Right.
He must say he played a year and a half or so.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. He's really good.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's really good.
Put him in. But that's three guys right there. Three guys right there. You got Schwarber, the hometown guy who puts on a show, Murakami, Junior Caminero, and now let's get into the young guns, right? Caglione, like you said, Bones, you mentioned Caglione. That dude has some power. I don't think he can win it. You know, we'll see. I don't know. He's young, so he might have the endurance too. But he's going to have some bombs, dude. We're going to be seeing some 450-plus shots. I think, how many – do we get a triple-decker tomorrow? Right? They said they got a net out in Ashburn Alley.
Schwarber, man.
They're saying they're expecting them to fall out in Ashburn Alley. But when I'm looking around, who are the true contenders here? And who would I actually bet? It's hard to take Schwarber because he has the shortest value. Even though, my God, if you're there, how do you not take Kyle Schwarber, right?
And he's the favorite, right, Slim? I'd imagine.
So he's plus 350. We have Murakami and Junior Caminero right behind him at like plus 450, 475.
Okay.
And then the big dogs are Harper at plus 800, Ben Rice plus 900. Then the other guys are around 600-700. So where I would be looking at is Schwarber, Harper, and Caminero and Ben Rice. That's how I would rank them. That's how I would rank them.
Where are you sprinkling, though, if you had to put a couple buckaroonies?
Yeah, so if I had to do it, man, I would take the long shot with Ben Rice at the plus 900.
Oh, damn. Okay, so you're going. And
yeah, I would go.
That.
I would do Ben Rice with the plus 900, and then I would do Kyle Schwarber and Caminero because they're plus 350 and plus 450-ish. So it's not as sexy. And then you go with Ben Rice. And now here's the other thing. This is like, I think the best way to bet it would be like that, and then probably also add Harper. So
that's kind of where I was thinking.
Get the wad out.
My mind's going, look, this is a home run derby. It's somewhat of a crapshoot, right? So if I'm going to roll the dice a little bit, why not go for a little bit of value? I got Caglione and Harper. They're the two guys that I'm thinking. And I'm not even being a homer with them. I mean, Harper at plus 850, whatever he is, that's not bad at all. Bones, I had to step away, obviously. Who did you pick?
Well, I said I was going to root for Wilson Contreras, possibly come to the Phillies, but the Red Sox were on a roll, so I would go with Junior Caminero. Because he just hits nukes.
Yeah, back to the AL, that whole conversation. The Red Sox are now looking good again. And here's the thing with Harper, because Harper's value, Ben Rice is plus 900, Harper's plus 8 something I saw.
Right.
Who knows the stadium better than Harper and Schwarber?
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's got to be an advantage.
They have someone pitching the ball. They're going to know. It's hard to place the ball, but this is what these guys do, you know? So, man, I would not be shocked if Harper and Schwarber get it done. Maybe that's the way to do it. But that also seems a little trappy, right? Because right now emotions are high.
Harper's pitcher was the pitcher for Teoscar Hernandez when he won it a couple years ago.
The third base coach
for the Dodgers, yeah.
Dodgers, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that pick? Like, I wonder.
Because his old man hasn't thrown, so he hasn't. That's why he wasn't going to do it, because he didn't have a pitcher, and then I guess that guy reached out.
Okay.
And he developed a relationship with him at the WBC as well. Yeah, so that was kind of the tie-in there. Chat is saying that, so Shane is saying that he likes Jordan Walker. Jerry is saying Ben Rice is going to surprise some people. All right, I'll be on the lookout, Jerry. And shout out to Shane here. Shane won the $100 Red Corner gift card, and he's just in the chat right now. So congrats again, Shane. And then shout out to the OG, Brianna Torres here with the Phillies win. Love to see it. And Star Wars saying the MLB draft just ended. We're gonna talk a little MLB draft. Star Wars, stay tuned, brother. Thank you for that update there. So, all right, so boys, I'm going to the Home Run Derby tomorrow. I'm very excited. I don't really know what to expect, right? Never been to one. I'm gonna go down there early. I was telling you guys I'm gonna soak up the sights. I'm gonna probably get some merch, get a souvenir soda like the dork that I am, and try to find a nice spot. And what are you thinking? Are you still thinking about going, Slim?
I'm thinking about going. I keep committing to a ton of plans. So
okay,
and I still got work. So
right.
Who knows? If I may end up down there. My plans tomorrow though is after work to hit the All-Star Village up and then just go watch it somewhere.
Right.
So yeah, that's my little time clinch there. What do I think you should do? I think you got to get down there early. See what time they open. I would get down there. If it's 8 o'clock, I really would get there leave 4:30, get down there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just hang out. Just hang out, see what's up, to give you some time to take some selfies, right. you don't got to rush anything. You'll be hopefully early because people are nuts. People are going to be there early. And if you want to go try to buy some merch, some stuff with the store, you got to get there early. If not, it's going to be insane. Let me know if it's more packed than Clearwater, because that place, man, that store was crazy packed.
That store gets crazy.
Let me know how that is. Yeah, I'm excited. I kind of do want to go, man. I kind of do want to go.
Listen, I'm hoping I get that text from you that you changed your mind and you're going.
Figure it out.
Are you going to take your glove like the Slim did to his bachelor party last year?
Listen, if at the Home Run Derby, I think that's an exception. But
no, it ain't.
I'm not in the outfield. Now, the Home Run Derby, it's an exception. Absolutely. You don't think so?
For a 35-year-old man to take his glove? No.
If you're going to the Home Run Derby and you're sitting in the outfield, I think you can bring a glove. I think that's fair game. What do you think, Slim?
Not when you're 35.
I think bringing a glove to all baseball games is a safe investment. You can save a life. Bring a glove, save a life. Save your wife who's not paying attention.
So you're a yes then?
I'm a yes, absolutely. Yeah.
For the All-Star, yeah.
Yeah, you bring a damn glove. Why do I care? I you know what? I think it's if there's 5 guys and one guy has a glove, I think it's great. If there's 5 guys and all 5 guys have a glove, I think it's even better.
5 guys, 5 gloves.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So yeah, I'm excited. So speaking of the All-Star Village, right? So Bones, so shout out to Bones. He hooked me up with some tickets. So my wife and I go, and I had a blast. Now, they're like anything out there, right? It was a little bit of a hot and cold reviews, a lot of bitching about the lines online, a lot of bitching about the technology, the QR code. And I have 2 things to say to that. Number 1, if you're going to a national event, if you're going to Disney World, if you're going to Six Flags, and you're complaining about lines, what are we doing here? It's just par for the course. Lines are always going to be there. So you got to pick and choose your battles. I'm not an autograph guy. I'm not waiting 90 minutes in the line for an autograph. But if you're going to wait in line for an autograph, you can't complain that you waited for 90 minutes. Like, you got to pick and choose your battle. That was my opinion. Personally, I thought it was an awesome environment. It was like a museum mixed with like an expo. So I was kind of just going around to the stations, reading this stuff. I actually listened to the head coach of the UCLA women's softball team give a little speech, which she was awesome. I think her name is Judy Fernandez. She gave a really cool little talk. Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. And the best part about it is stay as long as you want. You don't got to be there for 4 hours. If you want to, I was there for like 2.5 hours, and it was perfect.
Okay, so you did 2.5 hours? Because that's the thing. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to wonder how much time. I'm going to wake up early. Did you do the app at the 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. thing? Because I'm lining up tomorrow to hit this app at 9 a.m. to see who's going to be there, when they're going to be there. And then they do it again at 1 o'clock.
So I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't do any of the app stuff. I did hear that was a big thing. I would recommend you look into it though, because I think there was some stuff. So like what I did was I went in there, I checked out all the different, there's like a cool kind of like a museum, right? Like there's the Negro League section, there's the Roberto Clemente Latino, there's like women in baseball. Like so they have all these different sections. Then they just have like old school ass Philly baseball history. They have all these different histories. They have memorabilia. They have a big ass memorabilia section, which like Hunt's is a big memorabilia like seller. So they have like Babe Ruth signed stuff, like just really cool stuff. Like there's entire sections for that. Then they have like entire fields for all the kids to play on, to play baseball, like and just playing these fun games. So Mark asked in the chat here, I'm taking my daughter to the All-Star Village tomorrow, and he suggested Devo. Yeah. So Mark, what I would do is link up with Slim, because there probably is something worth checking out on these apps.
Hit me up, Mark. We can plan it. I'm trying to figure out my exact game plan. If I can get down there early enough and do a bunch of stuff and then be out of there by 5 o'clock, I'll too be at the home run derby, I think.
The other thing I would do, Mark, there's this one station, and I don't know if this guy's there every day, but if you can get your daughter in there, how old is his daughter, Slim? Bones?
She will be 11 this year.
All right, perfect. So that's exactly the age range of this guy, because they had them in different based off age. So there's this main MC who's like the pitcher, and he's running this like wild game of a bunch of kids out on the field. And as the kids step up to bat, he gives the kid a nickname. And then like he's talking the whole time. He was hilarious. I was sitting there watching all these kids play, cracking up at the MC. I don't know if he was a comedian. I don't know what he was. He was obviously a beast on the mic. So I had to look into him. Actually, the John Boy guys, I was telling you guys about this. They were related to this. I was standing next to those guys. So we got to find out who that was. But Mark, if you can get your daughter in that game, I think it would be a great like picture video opportunity for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was literally just like a line of kids that were lining in to bat and then lining in to play the field. It was cool.
So the baseline, and I'll shoot, is 9 a.m. tomorrow, Mark. Check. Be on your ballpark app. And then there should be something in there if you have your tickets, because your tickets are in your MLB Ballpark app. Then there should be something that says about the events that are happening that day that you can sign up for.
Right. And by the way, like if you are an autograph person, they're free, right? Which is awesome. So like there was Jamie Moyer, Larry Boa, like awesome autograph opportunities, but you got to wait for it.
So I'm waiting. I'm planning on being there Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday going with nephews and stuff like that.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm hoping to see on Tuesday Manuel and Hamels, and tomorrow I'm hoping to see whoever is there. And then I'm hoping things play out right. If not, hopefully I can get a good speaker, maybe a Q&A opportunity somewhere. You went for 2.5 hours. I can already tell with the walking around, the strolling, that's my alley. I'll be there I'm going to need 4 to 6 hours.
You could be there for that long.
Yeah.
You definitely could. Like if you were there, if I was there by myself, I would have been there way longer.
Right.
Because I would have been reading, like I would have been just like taking my time and like reading stuff. I might have waited a little bit longer. Like the other thing was the merch store. Like there's an entire big merch store. There's a line to get into that too. I probably would have waited for that. Like, yeah, there's lines. There's definitely lines.
I'm going with my stepbrother and my nephew. We're going to go down tomorrow.
Cool.
Right. We're going to go around 2 o'clock. And I guess the way to do it, if you're saying it's 90 minutes in some of those lines, if we can do
I saw that online. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure it's true. Yeah.
All right. Let's say it's 2 things, right? Yeah. Do 2 things aligned. That's 3 hours. And now it's 3 hours of roaming and then eating, I'll see whatever kind of eats they got down there, because I'm definitely excited for that aspect as well. And then, or with the Monday and Tuesday, you can roll out and then go watch the home run derby, All-Star game. And I'm interested to see what it looks like between 5 and 8 o'clock on Monday and Tuesday, because
They close
they're
at
gonna-
6. So just so you know.
they close
Yeah.
at 6. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it's weekends.
Yeah, I guess because of the Derby and the All-Star Game, it's from 10 to 6 tomorrow, or 9 to 6
Okay.
or something like that.
9 to 6. All right. So okay. So that, huh?
Does that change up your day a little bit?
Yeah. So yeah, it does a little bit. Let me know what time you get down to the Derby, because then here's the other thing with the Derby tickets. It's like different sections. Like, am I going to be like underneath you somewhere, or above you somewhere, or like rows out from you
if
somewhere?
you get a ticket, this is what I was thinking. If you can get a ticket, and we're talking inside baseball right now. If you get a ticket, what I was thinking is if we both go there early as hell, if we find a nice standing room spot,
you just stay there.
And then if both of us are there, you stay there, I go get a drink or food, and reverse. You know what I'm saying? So we keep our station. That's a solid idea, too. I got no problem just hanging out and watching the Derby from a standing spot.
Right.
Jerry coming in here. If you miss a ball with a glove on, you really will look like a dork. It's the risk you take.
Yeah, you don't do it. Yeah, I'm confident with my glove.
And then Mark saying, "Thank you, guys." I'll scream out, "Hey, there's Tim from the red corner." But no, I thought it was really cool down there. It was like, I did no research on it at all. It was like 20 times bigger than I was expecting. Like, it was gigantic.
Nice.
Yeah. So you'll have fun. But anyway, so what's next, boys? Let's take a look here. We kind of went on a nice little tangent there.
We did the Wheeler snub. We did the All-Star stuff.
Let's do Beast of the Week. Let's get some Beast of the Week going here. Let me pull that up. All right, Bones, what do you got for us for Beast of the Week? Because Beast of the Week is brought to us by Then Before Fitness. They are a small group training and private group training facility in the Port Richmond section of Philadelphia. And yes, they will also be on the Red Corner Weekly newsletter. So stay tuned for the Red Corner Weekly newsletter, because Then Before Fitness is a proud sponsor of that as well. If you're looking to get out of that fitness funk, or if you're looking to just continue your existing training program, these guys are awesome. I say this every week, and I'm going to keep on saying it. We genuinely do not put our name behind businesses that we don't think they're good people that you can trust. So they are co-signed by the Red Corner. So go give them your business, Then Before Fitness, in the Port Richmond section of the facility. Bones, what do you got?
So my Beast of the Week for this week, he got injured the other day, hurt his knee. He's been out the last couple days, going into break, give him an All-Star break. They gave him a break, but it's Justin Crawford. He was batting .454 this week before he got hurt. Had some big hits. He's been playing a better center field, and like you said, in the last month, he's just been raking. And he was for a while there, he was down low with the average. He was in the 230s, 220s. He's back up to 263, and that's pretty good for a rookie season.
Sure.
As we talked about earlier in the year, we thought it would be like anything between 260 and 280 would be like a decent year for him. And so far, he's hitting 263 for the year. So that's my Beast. It's more of the way how he's come back from after the little adjustments that pitchers made throughout the year.
Love it.
Yo, my Beast of the Week is Christopher Sanchez. Last week, the end of last week, we saw he had one of the worst starts of the season by far with the Royals. And then come Saturday, he's the stopper, right? We were skidding. Bones' thing off the rip was the Tigers are looking good. The Phillies aren't looking as what they were. I was in full-blown panic mode. And then Christopher Sanchez, goes on the road, goes 7 innings, gets 7 Ks, wins the game for us. And it was super duper important. When Christopher Sanchez starts the game, when Zack Wheeler starts the game, the Phillies right now are 26-7. They got a 788 winning percentage. Okay. So we have to keep that up, and kudos to Christopher Sanchez, because I'm not going to, I am, and I was a little bit worried before Saturday happened.
And he put those worries to bed very quickly.
So
didn't
he calmed my nerves. There's no doubt about it. He had a great Saturday. There were still 10 hits. So there's still some defensive concerns, but there's only so many things in his control.
Yeah.
And he does do a great job. And it could have been a bad skid. It could have been a bad skid. A lot less pressure on Wheeler today to get 10, 13 Ks because we weren't losing 2 in a row, you know?
Right. Love it. All right, so my beast of the week is Derek, don't call me Derek Hall Hill. He's been a internet sensation. Everybody loves him, right? He's been doing everything right. He's the 2 best defensive plays of the year for an outfielder. Have been him, right? Those 2 spectacular catches. He had the home run saving catch, and he just had the complete perpendicular or parallel, whatever you want to call it, stretching out, a phenomenal catch. Over the last 7 days, 979 OPS, 400 on base percentage, 7 hits, 3 RBIs, and a homer. Overall this year, 890 OPS in over 52 at-bats. So great, man. Like, he's exactly what we needed. Honestly, Slim, you mentioned it, right? Like, he's already gained a full 1.0 in WAR since he's been here, right? So he's been a very productive player. Just simple as that. There's no, you don't have to frame it for him no, he's been really good. So this has been great to see.
No, absolutely great to see. How much can we trust it? That's all it is. How much can we trust? Yada yada. Till then, play the man. Let the man play. That's been a problem before under the Thompson administration here. Keep playing him. Keep playing him. But then we also have Crawford. You got to play him too. So whatever. But yeah, I'm all in.
Love it. Are you boys okay with going a little bit longer tonight?
Yeah, because we got a couple more things. I feel
we got a couple more things. I got some odds and ends, and honestly, this is the All-Star Game special, right? It might be 30 years again until the Philly hosts the All-Star Game, right?
Yeah, and to the All-Star Game special, Gage Wood started the All-Star Future Game this afternoon.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
For anybody that was watching it, the way I saw it, I missed it. Actually, I shot you a text, and I was like, "Yo, solo home run! What the hell? 1-0 already?" And you broke it down: single, stolen base, then a wild pitch. But here's the thing:
I think it was a pass ball, right?
A pass ball.
Yeah.
Well, with the stolen base, that's so it's nothing to worry about, right?
Right.
Probably got some speedster on there. You got a first-time pitcher with a first-time catcher, first-time second base and shortstop, right? And this guy just took pure advantage. So kudos to him.
Right.
Besides that, Gage Wood seemed to be hold his own today in the Futures game. So shout out to Gage Wood.
Yeah, when I turned that on, first thing I noticed was the ugly jerseys they had on. I texted that in the group.
Yes.
But the first guy he faced was DeVry from the A's, and he was like the number 1 guy for Mason Miller trade from the A's to San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's only 19 years old. Dude, he had like a 4 body length lead off of first base. I wasn't even quick enough to text. Like, that's how big the lead was. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Not even looking them on, but I guess probably weren't worried about that stuff.
Yeah, don't sweat.
But I like about they had Bowen mic'd up. He was the manager of the American League team. Victorino was manager of the National League team.
Oh, was Victorino the manager?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Larry he's been all over, dude.
Dude, shout out to Larry Bowen. Who has been in baseball longer than Larry Bowen? Right? Like, at this point, like, he's like the godfather of baseball.
Yeah, he's in his 80s, dude. He's in phenomenal shape too. You ever see him
he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
I've seen his workouts.
Yeah.
He works out every day. The Comcast did a special on it not that long ago. And it was phenomenal. Great, man. Phenomenal workout.
Yeah. There was a thing they said he had he called up for a staff meeting today at 7 a.m. for that game. Yeah, he was going to win.
That's awesome.
But he was cool. He goes out. I just told the guys this game's all about you. You're going to do. They can steal as many bags as they want. They can take what pitches they want. That we got to do to showcase yourself. That was pretty cool.
Now with seeing Wood, what's our
Pause.
yeah, what's our assessment of him at the mid mark? A couple things, right? There's three avenues that I look at. Avenue one, you continue to develop it as the full-blown starter, the predecessor to Andrew Painter. Second one is there some kind of expedited route where he's a reliever and gets up here stat? Third route is making him available for a very nice market moving piece.
Right. So I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about him that doesn't blow me away. And I don't know if it's the frame. I don't know if he just seems a little bit slow to the plate, not super explosive. I know he's a 22-year-old guy, but when I see I think he definitely came out as an upperclassman, right, for college. I can't remember if he was a senior or a junior. Do you guys remember if he was a senior or a junior?
Junior, I think.
He's a junior. Okay, so he gets a little bit of a wiggle room from that, as opposed to a senior. I just wish he was a little bit more, or I should say, a little bit less raw as an upper class college guy. When I watch him, I don't see a number 2 starting pitcher. I don't. Where are you on that, Bones?
I look at that as like a bullpen piece.
Yeah,
more like.
But they're touting him as a starter, dude.
Yeah. So I don't really have that much information on him besides that he was going to be like fast tracked up this way, which he is. Is he playing Double A now?
He's Double A.
Yeah, which never talking about a lot of these guys how the way they were going, especially last year. It's pretty cool to see him go up that quick. So he must have something if he's moving through the ranks like that.
Right.
Right. So that's what's going to happen again. He's going to because the next question is he peaking? Is this sell high? But when they redo those,
yes. I think this is sell high.
Right. So you think yes, this is sell high. So now what's the timing? Because they're going to redo those rankings, and I guess that comes after the trade deadline. He's going to be higher on those rankings in the summer than he is going to be, or he's going to be higher in those rankings in the winter meetings than he is right now. So if you think it's sell high, are we sure? Because you could probably sell him decently here, but he's definitely going to get another notch up in about a few more months, I would say, which isn't good for us now. But how do you handle that if you're looking to sell high? You catch my drift there?
I do catch your drift, and I think that's fair. Right? I think it's reasonable to think that. I think Baseball America actually just put him as our number 1.
Okay.
I believe that. Now, to answer your question, there's a couple things going on with that. Number one, I think it's completely reasonable for you to ask that question and say, hey, he might even be more valuable in the offseason, right? More time has passed, yada, yada. Maybe he continues to pitch pretty good. Home runs have been a problem for him in the minors. Now, I would say you're eliminating a full postseason, though, right?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
You're saying for this year.
Correct.
Right.
Of window. And
right.
I want who Gage Wood's going to get me for a postseason window. That starts in a couple months.
Right. Okay. So
yeah.
Now, because we know, like, it's not going to be Gage Wood for Joey Adele. Now right. who's the guy?
I don't know.
And here's the crazy one, and I can't believe I did a full circle on this. And I believe it was brought up by Duquette on MLB Network. He was a former general manager, but he brings up Bichette back on the trade market. And Bichette, what does that look like? Right? What does trading for Bichette look like? Because he has those opt-outs, but really, if he opts out, who cares? Why care? You know, in some fashions. And if he opts out, you can then re-offer him something you had previously. You can say, yo, you didn't like it here before, yada, yada. Do you really want to be stressing every year negotiating? You can see how it goes. Where you guys sit with Bichette, and then could Wood be a piece you trade for Bichette? Because now we're talking two big names. Now we're in the show.
He ain't opting out of $44.5 million or whatever the hell he's getting.
Okay, so you don't think he's opting out at all?
No,
Because we were all saying he's definitely going to opt out.
I don't think so.
Well, we've been kind of. I mean, his season, he's turned his year around, right? When I last checked his numbers, he was settling in, right? He started, he was Bohmish. Remember when Bohm was struggling? And then the comp was, well, look what Bichette's doing, right? So I believe he has turned his year around. Now, the question is.
Still sucks defensively, though.
Still sucks defensively. The question is, what would he get on the open market, right? Like, he's still not old. He's probably, what, 28? Is he going to get $30 million a year? I guess probably, right? But he's not going to get $40 million. So I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, the Mets are a shit show, though. That I got to imagine that's factoring in.
Yeah, unless the Phillies can swindle the Mets into paying most of his salary and dumping him off. I mean, I want to go after him.
That's so. Right now, would you do Wood for Bichette? Knowing that you're going to.
No. Because I don't like the fact that he'd be able to opt in to $40 million per year for 2 more years. I think that's the situation, right? He has a 3. Yeah. I don't like that. I wouldn't do Wood for Bichette at that situation. If he was one more, if it was a rental, I'd consider that. But that's a lot of dough that you're linking to a potential dud.
Yeah.
He's not a dud.
Well, dud's extreme, but not $40 million.
And then it's the same issue before is once you get him, it's convoluted with his money. Is he opting in? Is he opting out? And then his position again, right? But for us, it's kind of easy. He fills that boom spot, bro. It's easy here. So you don't got to worry about that. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Bones, where are you at with Gage Wood as far as trading him?
Because, who are the guys? Like, what's the threshold of type of player that we're going to be able to get?
Yeah, the Phillies just drafted a bunch of pitchers in the draft, so I'm sure he's probably open being on the table in trade discussions. I mean, look at Andrew Painter. He held on to him, and he sucks.
Well, so here's a question, and you beat me to it. Because I wanted to hold on to Painter, right?
Right.
We were talking about Painter as a potential, top 5 pitcher in the league, ceiling guy. There's a high-end scout that said he has Hall of Fame potential based upon his tools. So let's hold on to this guy, right? Especially with everything we were seeing with Wheeler talking about retirement, with Nola declining, all that stuff. Now, Gage Wood, I was talking to a guy, number 2 starter ceiling. I think he's number 3 starter ceiling. And that's, I think, on the high end. I'd be happy to eat my words on that. I'm not as high on Gage Wood. I think you trade him.
Yeah, I'm pro trading him. And here's the other thing: he still has to develop other pitches. Everybody's counting Andrew Painter out. There is a world where he can figure something out, hopefully, and come back, and then all those other options look a little bit better. No doubt. Last week he got hit around hard again. But if it's not for a guy like Bichette, if it's not going to be for Joey Adele, if it's not like who are the pieces? Because it has to be. You're saying Wood is ceiling second starter, 4 maybe third, 4th guy, which is still pretty valuable. People are looking for these types of guys every year at the deadline. Who are the names? Like
Jung Hoo Lee.
Okay, so you would do it for out in San Fran. Okay,
that would be an interesting name. I don't think that gets it done though. What do you think, Bones? Do you think Gage Wood gets him? He's got 3 years control. He's making good
Not
money.
just him alone, maybe a package around him.
Yeah.
So, to me, the way I'm looking at it now is just because of the way Painter has panned out so far, if we're going to get somebody, trade him. Because the Phillies ain't doing something right developing prospects. Either they're not drafting well or they're not developing them. because these top teams like the Dodgers, they could just feed out guys each year because they're drafting well and developing them all. So if these guys are getting ranked for some reason, like Painter was ranked high, Miller, he has his back issues, whatever. These guys are getting ranked high, and they're not looking so hot. Yeah, just get rid of them.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like, God, Slim.
Look, to your question, if Wood can get you a piece for 26 or a piece for 27 as well, when does Wood become if he's a starting pitcher, when does he become a piece? 28? 27?
Yeah, I think he's more of a 27 window guy.
Okay, so all right, so that's still some time.
Yeah.
And then what does that look like? Because we just saw he's not the prospect Painter was, and I know Painter has the Tommy John surgery and all that. He's not the guy that we thought. But to say that Wood is going to come up and not have his ups and downs,
right,
in a team that hopefully in 27 we're hopefully in another pennant race and a World Series contender again. So it's like he's going to have to get ramped up pretty fast. We even see with the Blue Jays with Trey Savage, right? Trey Savage.
You're Savage.
He's having a rough he looked great last year. He looked like one of the best pitchers in baseball. And now this year's a little bit rough. And yesterday he really got hit around. So there's going to be ups and downs with all these young pitchers.
No doubt.
And if we're always in contention, the threshold with dealing with that kind of stuff is lower. Now, maybe we learn how to deal with it better because we're learning how to deal with Painter. Maybe Wood benefits on that angle, right?
Yeah, well, Bones always hits this point to death, and rightfully so. It's all about them not having tape on these guys, right? Like when Kirkering came up, he was unhittable, right? And then that changed quickly because these guys had tape on them. They had at-bats against them.
Right. And Wood stuff lends himself to that. I think he has like 3 pitches, and the fastball is the fastball, right?
Well, let me ask you guys this. Gun to your head, sorry to be so crude. If you had to have Painter or Wood, who do you think is going to have a better career?
Give me Andrew Painter.
What do you think, Bones?
Give me Wood.
All right. No, I don't think there's yeah, right. I think I'm with Slim. I would still take Painter, and I think most front offices would as well.
Yeah, it's a long view fight, but Painter.
Yeah. I mean, he's, 6'7". He has, but look, the surgery stinks. All that stuff because he's not the same pitcher. But I still think he's got a higher ceiling than Wood. Anything else on that? Let's talk a little. MLB draft. Speaking of prospects,
like you said, we can trade and replenish with the draft. So that's the next thing on that.
Next thing on that
are awesome.
Right. So the Phillies, I'm just going to kind of fire off our top 4 picks, and Bones, I want to hear your thoughts on these. So we took shortstop, lefty hitting, Tyler Spangler out of high school, California kid. Second, we took Hayden, here's a name, Bogerpole, big-time outfielder out of Missouri State. Who do we know from Missouri State? Left-handed, 6'6". This kid's a monster. I doubt he's going to stick at center field at that size. Roger Rojas out of Texas, pitcher, right-hander. And Devin, I like that name, Sheeran, pitcher out of LSU, righty. Bones, what are you liking?
So the first round pick, Spangler, seems like he's got all the tools comparing him to Corey Seager.
Yeah.
Sat out the year because he had an injured back. Who do we know that's a shortstop in the Philly system with an injured back?
Unbelievable.
Aiden Miller.
Right.
But apparently, he's they received word he'll be able to pitch or hit and stuff this year, playing the minor leagues once he signed his contract. They seem like he's going to get the deal done because he is committed to Stanford.
Right.
So they might have to go over the pool money that the spot slotted. I think it's $2.7 million. That's the bare minimum they can give him, I guess.
Right.
I think they're going to have to go over that to get him to stay. Sign with the Phillies instead of going to Stanford. So,
yeah, Bones hit it on the head. If he's about to sign, they're going to pay him the slotted money, and he gets into our system, that's all green flags. 1, 2, 3. That means he's playing. That means he's available. That means that medical history stuff, for now, you don't got to worry about it. Whatever they saw, they were comfortable with. He was great his sophomore year, his junior year, didn't play his senior year. It was probably for precautionary reasons, I'm guessing. If he's this good, he's coming. He was already committed to Stanford. He's out in California, to Sal's High School. This is big time.
Big time.
And hopefully this medical stuff becomes where we get all our value. And this kid's a smash pick. He plays shortstop. That means he's athletic. He can probably play other positions. So I love the seeing that he's a shortstop. And I love it's funny because Corey Seager also has injury issues now. But I love the pick. I love the pick at 36. And I love it.
Yeah, anytime, which is funny because the story on him and Aiden Miller was a similar one, right? Like Miller missed high school from an time in high school due to an injury, went later in the draft as a result of that. Same thing with Spangler, right? Spangler was a higher overall talent, but there was a combination of the injury stuff as well as, actually, I don't know if you guys saw this, like a little bit of a makeup issue that people are speculating, like meaning like his high school had like this weird hazing drama going on.
Yeah, they didn't play like their first 5 games or something. They were suspended.
Right.
They said he had nothing to do with it.
They said he had nothing to do with it, but there was some reporting that he might have a little bit of a makeup issue. So like maybe we can sort that out. Again, we're speculating here. So that was something that people noted. But yeah, I love the fact that wherever he can slot over at third base since he is a bigger guy, right? Eventually, if he does that transition. Looks like Miller is a shortstop. So I love to see that. Maybe we got a Miller Spangler future ahead of us. But yeah, I love that.
They think once he like fills out, his power will be there. It's not really there yet, but they figured it will get there once he does that.
And this guy Bogerpole, I mean, seems like he's got monster power, right? And didn't he break one of Ryan Howard's home run records out there?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
he did.
Freshman record.
Oh, it was a freshman record? I thought it was just
he did it. He did it as a freshman.
The single season record, right?
Yeah.
20 homers at Missouri State was the record, and this guy broke it. So the way I look at it is, and he's an outfielder, big dude, right?
Yep.
I look at it as we got the shortstop that we can develop into a 5 tool player, and then we drafted hopefully a bat that can hit some power. I know his power has been inconsistent, but it's there. So they're 2 shots. I think they're 2 really, really good shots. I like the first one a lot better than the second one. And then after that, like Bones mentioned earlier, we went depth with pitching, which is what you got to do. And I'll tell you what, the MLB draft is awesome. You get these guys. There's so much, because when it comes to basketball now, and football, we kind of know all these guys. Everybody's experts. Everyone's watching it. But who the hell has the private HIPAA records on Spangler? Nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's still a chance that you can, and we see it. Ben Davis got drafted 2nd overall, and Roy Halladay went the same draft wherever he got drafted. So baseball allows for fluctuation, and that can be super duper opportunity advantage for us if this guy is good and not injured.
So this dude that they drafted, Missouri State dude, he only had 6 homers this year,
which is crazy.
Yeah, 53% ground ball rate, which they said he's
really
got like a long swing. Yeah, said he's got like a long swing. So maybe comparisons to your boy Derek Hall.
Jeez.
Well, the Phillies have a experience with dealing with guys with ground ball rates in the minors, so maybe we can kind of straighten that out, right?
Yep. I don't know. They don't have the power guys though that do that.
I know, that's interesting. So I guess he's getting on top of the ball. Like that's.
He said he's got like because of his like big frame, he's just like so long with his swing. So maybe they can adjust that.
couple things, and I kind of talked about it today in the Phillies broadcast with Zack Wheeler, where it's the old top of the zone, lower of the zone. He's probably dealing with a lot of guys that are constantly living in low in the zone, which shittier pitchers are probably doing better than they should against them with the ground balls due to his swing, is how I will kind of take that, And now when he gets to the pros, if these dudes have faster stuff, this stuff starts rising, it might rise into his bat and he's smacking them, right? So I bet you he probably had some decent power numbers against better pitchers than some of these shittier guys. If that makes sense? Or you guys think I'm off base there?
No, it makes total sense.
No, it does make sense. But no, this is the exciting part, right? Like, how do you get better prospects? Either trade for them or you draft them, right? Like that's the name of the game. There's only two ways of getting them. Obviously, you could sign some international guys if you're going to get technical on me. But so we'll see. Right now, a lot of the experts are putting us towards the very bottom, right? 29, 30.
Yeah.
So let's see if these guys develop. We replenish them. And hopefully the guys like Spangler and Renteria are getting some clout over the league. And maybe we're the 21st best club next year.
So that's the other thing, because the conversation after last Sunday, I was like, man, if we go 2 for 7 on this road stretch going in and I'm nervous, do we buy prospects, right? Do we try to, replenish the farm that way? Because I love the draft. It gives us that opportunity. But then if we're looking to move players, if we need to get a right-handed bat and we want it to be a legit bat and we got to trade a real name, like you said, we are going to be bottom in the league again. Which maybe I just got to have patience and listen to everyone gripe about it. I don't give too much care about it, but you do want it to be better.
No doubt. I mean, listen, we saw what happened at the classic change of the era, right? For 2012, 11 to 12. We saw what happened. It's a real thing, right?
And go.
Now, the counter to that is if you continue to spend all the time, right? If you continue to make good trades, you can get around that a little bit, right? Like the Phillies have done it. Like a lot of our players were traded for, right? Or signed in free agents. So as long as you keep on doing that, you're going to be good.
You can keep doing that if there's not a cap, right? Because now it goes back to the Flyers situation where you might have to change. If we're living in these other markets, free agent markets, trade markets, luxury markets, paying luxury tax and stuff, if that changes, which is so weird because last I heard, Middleton was pro the cap. I mean, that makes sense. He'll be pro cap with the money too. But when it comes to like the Phillies' advantage,
it has
to be
true.
Right? It has to be considered at this point. I'm hoping for my own personal worth, the way I like watching a game for the Phillies. Hopefully, there's no cap. Hopefully, the owners get what they want, and we can keep watching baseball as it was.
Yeah, and look, the other reason to listen, this guy Francisco Renteria, he looks like he's the real deal, right? Like we haven't had a guy like that, really, like big outfielder, Dominican from, actually, is he Venezuelan? I should know that.
I'm not sure.
He might be Venezuelan.
Let's
confirm that out of respect to our top international prospect, Renteria, who is not the son of Edgar Renteria. Let's see here. Confirming. Why is it not popping up here? Francisco Renteria. Venezuelan. All right. So, yeah, very cool. So I mean, we haven't had guys like this, right? We haven't had the big frame where they look like there could be the real deal, right? We haven't had these guys. So he was the most we've ever spent on an international prospect. So if he could become a player at 21 years old, 20 years old, maybe, that's a big lift for us. Hopefully he's not 21 now. Right. Yeah, that's true. Well, DR is worse than Venezuela historically. So that was a good flub there.
The Soto stuff's hilarious. He tried to say it was Soto.
I know. So, guys, I have a couple odds and ends here, but anything you have?
Yeah, I want to go over these next two guys, like your boy Devin.
Yep.
But Ruger Riojas, he was like
Yep.
one of the top seniors coming out this year from Texas. They said he's going to be like a Gage Wood. As he's going to move through the minors fast just because of his age. And they're already talking like a bullpen piece maybe next year just because of the his fastball and he has a good curveball.
And that's Rojas.
Yeah, Riojas.
Riojas. Yep.
So that'd be cool. And then another guy, the dude Devin Sheeran, another bullpen guy that could possibly come down the other. They took another pitcher, but he's likely to go back to Kentucky.
Jackson Jelkin.
Yep. And then I guess it was 6th-round pick, Will Gasparino. Another big dude, 6'6", outfielder, right-handed bat this time. Didn't do so hot in Texas his first couple years. Transferred to UCLA, Chase Utley's alma mater, and was a third-team All-American. They figured out they fixed something with his swing, tightened him up a little bit, and they had the best record in college baseball this year for the regular season. So
nice. And what about the 339th overall pick?
Drew, don't ask me how much my tit's worth.
Oh my God.
Drew Titsworth. He's been an internet sensation already out of Clemson.
Just think of Dan Baker saying that.
Yes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And shout out to Christian Coppola. Have you seen him?
St. Joe's guy?
St. Joe's guy. Love to see that. 6'5" right-handed pitcher.
Too.
Yeah.
Nah, St. Joe's University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, St. Joe's University. Yep.
Gotcha. Pretty sick. Sick.
What other Phillies pitcher was a St. Joe's pitcher?
Picture? I don't know.
Did I say picture?
Yeah.
Pitcher. Oh, you guys all know this. Damn.
Moyer?
Correct.
Yeah, I was going to say I guess it's the obvious one. He's from Pennsylvania already.
Yeah, Jamie Moyer.
Jamie
St. Joe's.
Moyer. And he was out and about. Did you guys, a little side baseball?
Damn, Jerry's always on the game there.
We consume all things Phillies. Ruben Amaro talking about the handling of Jamie Moyer not getting to start in the playoffs and going with Pedro Martinez. And I never realized, but apparently there was a little bit of a turmoil there to where Moyer said he didn't like the way it was handled. Ruben said it was handled fine. And it was cool to see Jamie Moyer in town again this weekend with all the All-Star stuff going on. But literally this whole week I was listening to Ruben Amaro
Moyer
recap
talk about that or just
not
Ruben?
that I know of. I just seen Moyer having the time of his life this time.
Got it.
But apparently it was apparently it was difficult. Two guys that worked very close together. They won together, liked each other, and then same thing. They had to have a really hard conversation. And Ruben Amaro gets destroyed oftentimes, Ruben Amaro Jr., which is unfair because he did have some cojones to do some stuff that other people did not, whether it be the trades, whether it be Jamie, getting telling Jamie, getting Pedro Martinez in here, making that decision. That was big time. I know we didn't win the World Series, but we came damn close.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ruben's big thing that everyone gets on him is he really didn't value prospects, right? Like, he even talks about that till this day. And he also was slow to adapt with the analytics piece.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are the two things that the Phillies organization got shredded for. I don't know, man. I also think it was just a perfect storm of a lot of things, right? Like the whole Ryan Howard injury, that wasn't part of the plan. There was a lot of things that just happened.
I think
I
think it was more of him, like the drafting that they did, even though like they traded them prospects. None of them prospects really amounted to anything. Right?
No, they didn't.
It's just they didn't draft well while he was here.
Yeah, but for whatever was going on inside the buildings, they do get crushed for all that advanced analytical stuff. And if I had to pick one or the other, I would say it was the advanced analytical stuff, however they were running their systems, to where the prospect stuff, man. That's what the fans like love yelling about, and they always want it both ways. They want a deep bench, or they want deep farm systems, and they want to be able to trade all the time. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of listen to that stuff lightheartedly often.
There was, and I should know these names. You know, I'm the Braves catcher.
Baldwin?
No, back then.
Brian McCann?
No, then we trade a prospect that became
Travis d'Arnaud.
Yeah. So
D'Arnaud,
we drafted
yeah.
him, right?
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good player that we drafted.
He was in the Halliday. He was in the Halliday
right.
trade.
I'm
So
going to
that's
say
a player
Johnny
we
Estrada.
drafted. So we traded him, who had a pretty long MLB career, and then
He was probably the
pitcher-
best one.
He's probably the best one. There was a pitcher as well.
Draybeck.
Yeah, but not Draybeck. Yes, absolutely Draybeck. He was in the Halliday trade. But there was a pitcher that we traded in the 2000s that had a solid. He had a couple of years.
Jay Happ.
Carrasco?
He was in the Cliff Lee deal.
Yeah.
Correct. And then
Gavin
Draybeck.
Floyd.
Gavin Floyd.
Floyd was.
But he
Floyd,
was.
So Floyd
He
was
was
like
before.
Painter, right?
Yeah.
Floyd was like the prince that was promised.
Right. Yeah. So there was a couple guys. I only bring that up because there was a couple guys. Like Floyd had some good years.
Yeah, but
in the major leagues.
Not what
Carrasco had good years.
Yeah.
Carrasco, he's still having years, so not good years. He's still in the league.
But he had the bout with cancer and stuff. It wasn't really right since.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies thing was we did not have a position player that we developed really that was good for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Reese Hoskins was the only one.
Yeah, Hoskins is Hoskins. Yeah, it's Hoskins.
Yeah,
it's
that was
bad.
the only one. So that really sucked.
We had some whiffs with some international guys, right? Franco and Herrera had a ton of talent.
Right.
Didn't totally pan out. And then we had an influx of dudes that were just terrible. Altair, Nick Williams, whatever.
Don Brown didn't work out.
Don Brown was a big one.
Yeah. So there was a lot of guys that didn't work. But yeah, so anyway, anything else? Did you have any more prospect talk? We're doing a marathon one tonight.
Yeah,
boys.
so
that was it.
It's just a general state of the union. Where the hell do we really think we're at? And like, because if we're not careful, are we back it? Because we already have a depleted farm system. We know we have many needs. I've now shuffled the needs by priority every time. I'm now saying that that's the number one need, right?
Right.
If we're not careful, we could really, invest it. I don't know. We gotta be smart with the next investment. The next move's a big one.
So the way that I view this is it's almost like a fool's endeavor, right? Because I'm on one hand, I'm like, okay, we have the 29th or 30th best farm in the league, right? So all of our chips, the way I view that is all of our chips are on the table right now. So if there's a time where we're like, okay, we're going to start building more for the midterm, building more for the future, do we keep pushing that off? Meaning Gage Wood, Arun Escobar, all the guys that we know. Are they the guys like, we're not valuing those guys, right? We're okay being the 28th, 29th, 25th best. We're just going to keep on getting rid of these guys and then push that off to the future. It's almost much ado about nothing.
Right.
And if we're okay playing in that game because we're all right winning 90 to 95 games a year, then all right. Do we hit on some of these international guys? Do we hit on Renteria? Do we hit on some of these Japanese relationships that we're opening up? That's the way I'm looking at this. And I don't know. It's tough.
I'm with you. We'll see. Because I wonder if teams know that we're going to be trying to, like, they know that Escobar and like, because when we look at the rankings, everyone's looking at the same rankings.
Right.
So that information is known. These are their top infielders. These are the guys. So it's going to be hard.
Yeah, if they're not going to help us this year and the next 2 years, ship them out.
Right. And then it's like, and the way I look at that is you're okay with an off year or two if you just had a 7-year playoff run, right? Because that's what we're talking about. If the next 2 years we make the playoffs and we're going all in, it's like a 7-year playoff run. So then you're okay with if we have an off year in 2029.
Well, yeah, I'm not going that far. I think this all has to be done very carefully because I don't want to have an off year in 2029. That's for sure.
All right.
Yeah. That's
like
for
a Red
sure.
Sox year right now, right?
Yeah, they're only 2.5 games out of the
Yeah, they've been
playoffs
playing
right now.
good baseball. Thanks to the Mets.
Yeah. Yo, the Phillies been around for 143 years, right? 120 of them years, they had off years. Think about that.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, but no more.
Can we get a little bit messy to close here?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this whole Bryce Harper cameo thing. We haven't talked about that yet.
We had.
I don't know. I didn't really like looking at it. I was away.
Oh, well, I'll catch you up.
Yeah.
I'll catch you up then. And I want to hear Slim's final opinion. I want to hear your final opinion. So the Inquirer wrote, and I'm going to try to be fair here because I was actually involved in the story, right? Quasi. I wasn't involved in the story, but I was basically defending Harper on Twitter because I thought it was a hit piece, right? I thought it was a hit piece, so I'll just put my cards out there on the table. The guy from the Inquirer wrote a story where he presented the case of a local gambler, like a degenerate gambler who has a gambling addiction, which was how the article was presented. And Harper, in 2024, did a cameo-style video for this individual and his son. FanDuel then sent this video to this individual, basically wishing him a happy Thanksgiving, thanking him for being a fan. This guy's a local guy. He's a Phillies fan. And Harper was getting crushed online. Basically, like, everyone was saying that, like, predatory, crazy that he would do this. And then the story came out that, oh, wait, he might not have known, right? Like, it might have just been a situation where Cameo and FanDuel had a partnership and Harper was just dealing with a corporate sponsorship and sent something over. So, Slim, did I present that fair?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, my thoughts on it is 100% a hit piece, 100% give me a break.
Right.
Like, this guy, what he's trying to do is take off the responsibility of his losses onto something else. And even if you look at the filing, it's not against Bryce Harper. It's against these casino companies. And, you know, he's going to lose. He's not going to win any money. Because everyone knows what they've signed up for. And
right.
Here's the thing, someone like him who's wagering millions of dollars, they're beyond deep in the game and understand gaming the games and all of that. What happened is, it doesn't matter if you're at a poker room, a hotel, a casino, you have a host, a guest, someone who lets you have these small advantages
right.
make your life a little bit easier, you know. And what they say to you is always, hey, if you wager $500,000 to $1 million this tier, this is the kind of stuff you get, you know. And it's always been like that. And it's funny. It's crazy now. And it's crazy that it got linked in with the Philadelphia Inquirer, like some kind of investigative piece.
Well,
you know?
The dirty work aspect is they dropped it on All-Star Weekend on purpose, right? Like, it was all
right.
Yeah, that was obviously strategically done. And Bone, just so you know, the guy bet over $18 million with them. So this guy was loaded. Yeah, he was loaded. And he has a lawsuit. This is all public information. He has pending lawsuits against, and Slim, correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe FanDuel, DraftKings, the NFL. He's basically like saying that they were preying on him, more or less, right? Is that a fair characterization?
Yeah, they hit it with the there's two things, right? They try to say if you're someone who's addicted to the casino games, the slots in there,
Right.
Like too easy access to it.
those Rocket League games. Well, it's too easy access, and then there's built-in psychological things to keep you in there, right?
Yeah.
But then on the sports betting aspect, it's all these perks, right? It's the feeling of the insiderness.
Right.
So when the host pays out of his own pocket or the company's pocket, the company's card, the $900 cameo, Bryce Harper he's just saying, Happy Thanksgiving, enjoy yourself. They're slapping on the FanDuel.
Mentions his son.
Which
I think is a really big point that people are missing, right?
Well, I think the biggest point is that these partnerships are known in the MLB. They're known to Bryce Harper. They're known to the players. There's known to the casino. There's known to the regulators. Like DraftKings, MLB, they're not doing nothing insidious at all.
No, and there were speculations, and this hasn't been, and so Bryce Harper and Scott Boras have refused to comment to date. Like, I think there's some type of investigation going on.
Okay.
There were reports, conflicting reports out there by different people that Harper may not have known at all that it was being used for gambling. And
Right.
that has also, we don't know. But this is my takeaway, right? And this is why I said it was La La Land. We're completely forgetting that this person was a human. He was a person that is a Phillies fan. So we're acting like we're creating this guy as if he has no agency over what he's doing.
Right.
So this guy who's a Phillies fan, who has a son who's a Phillies fan, who has bet $18 million. So obviously he's getting a perk. And Harper's saying, I'm just helping a Phillies fan out by doing this video.
Yeah.
That's the biggest, that's what your disconnect.
Right. Absolutely. And now the whole thing's crazy. And honestly, in this industry and other industries, the not having accountability and trying to blame others in lawsuits, we see it all the time in lawsuits, is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Now,
Yes.
where they're going to try to see, like, and it's impossible because, like, if this guy is betting $18 million, like, it's on everything, you know? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? And now
100%.
what they're going to say is that, oh, he had to make X amount of deposits after he hit zero. You messaged him again. And none of that is in with Bryce Harper. Here's the main point people don't understand, though. And I think I said it once, and Bryce, like, it made me remember because when you said Bryce Harper's being quiet, he's looking in to see if he knew about it at all because he's going to protect his face, right? But the truth of the angle is MLB is still going to be able to protect himself against Bryce Harper because they do this shit all the time. It's all convoluted, all intertwined
100%.
already. So you're right. Bryce Harper is going to say, you know what? I didn't know, yada, yada. And then they're going to say, well, it's all good anyway. And I told you, I wouldn't say anything. Right? I said I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. No, and I have a whole theory on that, but I just wanted to go back to that. And there was a guy a casino veteran who commented on my tweet and basically said, if you're betting that kind of money, these guys sign affidavits. They have to sign all these things. Like, they're fully aware of everything that's happening, right? Like, there were people out there that, like, in good faith were saying that Harper sending this to a gambling addict as if he's trying to get him to gamble more. Like like people were truly saying that. Now, this is my theory. I bet you that Harper's what? Oh yeah, no pun intended. I bet you that Harper's agency has all these players underneath them, right? They then have relationship with what the hell's the thing called? Cameo.
Yeah.
So do you honestly think Bryce Harper has a Cameo account where if someone does it, he's getting $900? No, I bet you it's the Scott Boras organization. Harper, and again, this is not a fact at all. I'm speculating, but I'm pretty confident this is what it is. I bet you Harper gets like a bunch of money just for agreeing to do cameos at all, right? Because Scott Boras Corp probably has relationships with all these different casinos, FanDuel, etc. And they say, oh, look, you have access to all these athletes, right? So I'll give you X amount of money to be part of this partnership. And then obviously the payment of them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the real big thing with the thing. And Norm Macdonald, one of the all-time great comedians, says, I have the only addiction where one of the symptoms is I win money, right? This guy, if he's winning or losing, is because it starts getting upsetting when you have like political commentators quote tweeting it and taking it to like religious bases, coming at the Mormonism and stuff. It's like
that was nasty work.
It's nasty work. And here's the truth of the matter. If you like it or not, people make money and do things in crazy fashions. So this guy, he thinks he's smarter than what he was. And for everyone who feels bad for him, you're still allowing him to think he's smarter than what he is. All right.
Yeah. And actually, the Philly Inquirer article cited his religious beliefs as well in there, which I thought was a little bit bad taste.
Right.
I thought that was,
was it Sealski that wrote it, or he was just saying the guy did a good piece, and that's
Sealski stoked the flames because he basically said Harper has some explaining to do.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. The guy who wrote it is more independent, but he's around. David G something. David Campana.
I'm not familiar with that guy's work, so I'm not going to even like comment on one way or the other. But I will say, if there was a situation, there's two reasons that I feel like he played this completely wrong. If he wanted to be taken seriously, right, he would have done two things. One, he wouldn't have used that salacious headline because the story wasn't about Harper, right? What is the story? The story really is that these gambling companies can be predatory towards gamblers, right? Like that's the actual story. And then Harper was a footnote. But what he did was he led with Harper because he obviously knew what it would do. Yeah, it did exactly what it would do. He did it on All-Star Weekend for obvious reasons. So that was the first thing. The second thing is you're making it so obvious that you want this story to be about you that you add this video package where you're walking in like this 60-minute style where you're on the thing where it added no value. Like, so you showed your cards. Like that guy needed PR advice because I would have said, don't do the video package because you're making it so obvious that you want to be a part of the story. Number one. Number two, the Harper stuff's going to come out. If Bryce Harper's name's in a story, it's going to come out. You made it TMZ by doing that. So that was my main issue with that.
And he like you said, he went full offensive in that he even got the expert, right? The attorney expert that came in and chimed in on it. And he basically like not twist her words, but I'm trying to recall the language off the top of my head. But basically, nothing here legally is wrong, she said. But and then
the spirit of it. The spirit.
That was it. The spirit of it. Right. Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought that cracked me the hell up. The spirit of it.
Right. The spirit of it. And also you said that like in your story, he wrote that there's no evidence that Harper was aware what this was for. Right.
Right.
So that alone needs to be said. And I keep on going back to we're in La La Land. We're removing the context. This person, I don't even know the name of the individual. He is a human first. So Harper might have just been providing a cameo for Joe Blow, the human, and his son, who are both Phillies fans. The fact that he's addicted to gambling is I don't want to say it's not relevant, but if I give you a cameo, Adam, Bones for whatever. Bones got me a cameo from Scott Rowland before. An unofficial.
That wasn't a cameo. That was an actual video from somebody.
Right. An actual video where Scott Rowland wished me a happy birthday. That was awesome. Scott Rowland didn't think about any of my vices. He didn't think about anything about me. He did a video for me. Like that, you're removing the reality of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy paid for the cameo, or was that part of the perk of the betting stuff? Okay.
The second thing he said. Yeah.
He got crushed the Wednesday before Thanksgiving betting Marshall, and Bryce Harper jumped. The guest hit him with a Thanksgiving morning Bryce cameo.
Is that true? Was it really Marshall?
No, but if so, I mean, you feel a
little action.
You're gonna walk down the steps, show your family the Bryce Harper cameo, and then get cooking.
Yeah, and by the way, we should be a little bit respectful because it was a dark story, right? Like there was a lot of dark elements to this. And by the way, I'm not saying you were being disrespectful either of you. I just wanted to put that out there because the guy did have a lot of like he noted that he tried to take his own life, right? Like there was a lot of dark aspects of the story, but we can still have an opinion on the presentation of the facts by the journalist. Like there was almost hinting at they were saying that Harper like made him happy almost, right? Like wasn't it like that was part of the story, right? Like the timing of it. He tried to blend it in, right?
Right. They made it was like the fanboy aspect of it. Like you're gonna do it almost like the peer pressure. Like he's the peer pressure guy.
Correct. That's a good characterization of it.
Yeah, and anyone who it's a dangerous thing, gambling. Period. Dangerous.
Yes.
If whatever, and that's the worst thing in the world. It will make you suicidal. All those things. So 100% be responsible. And then for people who really want to try to stop the gambling stuff, you're going to have to try to stop anyone who thinks they're smart from ever making a decision. So good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that's more so where we got to go with this.
No, 100%. We'll close on this. Like, obviously, we know gambling addiction is real. And we're big into the addiction world in general, right? Like we've partnered with Pink Elephant. We're not denying that. We're not blaming the addicts. We're just more so saying that the characterization, the presentation of this story, some of it was a little bit TMZ. That's what I'm going to call it. And he was going for 60 minutes, and he gave us TMZ. Like that was my feeling.
Right. I hear you there.
Yeah. Anything else, boys? You want to on this day in Philly? This was a marathon.
Before on this day in Philly's history. If you know, the Red Corner edition number 1's coming out tomorrow, but next Monday edition number 2's coming out, right? We did 100 straight episodes. We're going to give you 100 straight editions. What do we need from you? I need, Bones needs, Devo needs, the Red Corner needs all your top high school athletes that play baseball and all your top youth athletes who play baseball, softball, both. Hit me up. We'll get one of the interns to give them a quick little interview. And then same thing. If you know any other partnerships, any other locations, just slide in our DMs. We're always answering them.
Amen. Amen to that. Bones, close it down for us, sir.
On this date, 1994, right before the strike, Phillies reliever Doug Jones earns the win for the Phillies and manager Jim Ferguson in the All-Star Game. 8-7. Mariano Duncan started at second base in that game. And we got a transaction. On this date, 2000, Phillies traded Andy Ashby for Bruce Chen.
Bruce Chen. Shout out.
He was pretty good for us.
Yeah.
A little slow day.
We also had the other pitcher pitch in the future All-Star game today. And Spangler is, I believe, going to be represented by Scott Boras.
Okay. Thank you for those little nuggets at the end. I have a nugget to end. Let's see if you guys get this. Who won the last home run derby that was hosted in Philadelphia?
Barry Bonds.
Correct.
Damn, that was fast, man.
And who was his showdown against?
Was it Griffey?
Mark McGwire.
McGwire.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, because Griffey was on a run there then a couple years.
Absolutely.
That's
all
awesome.
Right, guys. This was a marathon. This was our All-Star Game special, so we went a little bit longer than usual. But do us a favor, if you are still here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that hype button. Go Phils. We will be reporting back from All-Star Weekend. We'll be going to the game this Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll report back. Talk to you guys soon.
See you.
the Red